Hello and welcome. Southwest Funding presents the Nick Hyde Memorial, powered by Hyzerbomb, driven by Innova. This is back 9, first round coverage of the Nick Hyde Memorial. I'm Paul Ulibarri, joined by Nate Perkins. And as you can see, we have some pretty good scores going in the back 9. Nate, what do you think?
Yeah, not bad, man. I mean, maybe slower starts than you'd expect from Eagle and Rick. But I mean, they were all over the pin. They just weren't getting them to connect. And I think it only gets harder from here. I think the back nine's a little scrappier.
Sure, good point. Especially seeing the leaderboard over there. A couple people really lighting it up.
Yeah, good scores. This one's sweet.
Hole 10, par 4, 492 feet. And like you said, sweet, but difficult.
Maybe the signature hole on the course. Just look at all that rough. Like that's what the real focus of this is like how bad that rough really is. It might as well be lined with OB.
That's true. Yeah. And so
is this real life?
So this is a play that I've actually heard about. I haven't seen yet. Is somebody playing straight right off the tee. There's no mandatories. Another probably design flaw. Yeah. So he's just pitching out so he doesn't have to deal with all the rough. And then he'll be able to play hyzer around everything. And birdie's going to be tough, but 4 is almost a gimme. And then this is actually what you can do. You can throw sidearm, and you really want to get up to these tiers. First tier, second tier, third tier. If you get up there, you're going to have a shot into the green.
One Eagle's going cloud breaker.
Oh,
whoa.
No.
And I mean,
talk about a cloud breaker. That was a bit high.
Yeah, it's only. I mean, you only need 240 and then another 240. I mean, I personally think that was an incorrect disc choice right there.
Perfect.
I mean, he's going Firebird right to position. He's gonna have a little baby turnover from there.
Interesting to see this now. Interesting.
This is crazy. So he's just going big hyzer.
Oh,
so
boy,
he's going over
lift.
multiple holes. So he's in another fairway. And he's going over a couple other fairways. Oh, so he could actually get up and down from over there potentially.
Yeah.
I don't know how short that was, but
no, it's definitely. I walked out. That was awesome.
Did that skip off the bridge? I think that disc just skipped off that bridge into position. Wow, that was crazy.
Yeah, you don't see Ricky kind of botch an upshot that bad because that's wide open, and that's a shot that's almost a pick-me-up for Ricky.
Well, and I think we might have to point out the fact that he no longer has the harp, and we've been talking about this. He's actually still looking for that slot. That's
very true. I never thought about that. Maybe it's just a little bit more of a difficult shot for him now.
Yeah, I mean, he's been working in that pig, but it's not the same mold, and so it's going to take a little bit to get used to it.
That was a great 3 from Landon. Oh, no, that's a par. That's right. He was in left, had to pitch out. Excuse me. Still a good par. A par on this hole is really good.
Yeah, it is.
Like, this is really
likely playing as one of the harder holes on the course. And that's just an amazing par save from Eagle. I mean, he was pinched off, had to pitch out, throws the P3X up there, gets the skip off of the bridge.
And there's your kind of beating the course designer there. John Houck might have something to say about that.
Yeah. There definitely needs to be a Mando there. Hole 11, 265. Most straightforward hole on the course. Really just not a lot of danger. It's pick your poison on this one. See a lot of forehands up the middle gap, a lot of putter shots.
Yeah, and so you're coming off of, like, I think it's the 6th most difficult hole on the course, and then this is playing as the easiest hole on the course. So we're going to see some of those, I'm sure. But if you miss, he gets a FollowFlight for this? Nice.
They're just tossing Landon this one. You're welcome, Lando. You FollowFlight.
Oh, man.
Eagles.
Wide hyzer.
FD3 goes to wide hyzer. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Inside 15 feet. The trays on this course, they're all... You notice that? They're all just like sideways. Look at that tray right there.
Ricky's going to be the only one so far that's going to have to earn it from about 30.
Yeah, and there's that pig again. It's just like that kind of like...
Not getting the glide, or
yeah, it's just different.
Maybe he has to throw it a little harder.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a little short as
more
well.
hyzer. It doesn't quite fight out as much.
This is he dropped that off the tee. Okay.
Feels bad. Feels like a bogey.
Yeah, especially hitting the gap. You know, you don't get the speed right.
Yep. His follow through is like he's like following through until it's like in the chains. Like his body was like a part of that entire putt. Oh. I mean,
so frustrated. He looked to the heavens to ask them, and then he was like, nobody cares, and then hit himself. Like it's just so frustrating.
He did put it fast.
Put it hard.
What do you think? He put it pretty fast.
Oh, he juiced it for sure. But I mean, we're so used to these, you know, these other baskets that are just are just like, you know, they're training us to. There's no fear of the center. Yeah. Like we just put it as hard as we want, and it's going to catch it. And then when we get to a tournament where a lower or a higher speed, you know, that we're used to from that 20, especially 20 feet, especially when there's a little bit of wind involved, you can just pop them in there.
Yeah.
And then you do it, and then it says, no, thank you.
Yeah, you got to adjust.
It's so frustrating.
Should know better than to hit it that hard from 20 feet.
Yeah, but it...
Definitely frustrating.
It is unlucky, though, as well.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 when you hit it like that.
I think I don't know, this is just a theory and probably a silly one, but I think maybe the baskets in Texas get a little bit more beat in because of the wind? I don't know.
I mean, probably. I don't know how much that affects it, but
yeah,
maybe. And everyone down here is putting faster. I mean, definitely a lot of the courses here have been here for a while. This one's been here for a while.
Right.
And it's getting wear and tear.
I just feel like Texas, whenever you go to Texas, like, it's just like the spit out state.
That's so funny. No, they're really... What?
That was a gigantic shot. Yeah, let's talk about this hole for a second. So this is one of the better looking holes on the course.
Yeah.
You want to hit this gap and then play it to... Unfortunately, we didn't explain this before they did all these great shots. But as long as you beat those trees and hit that gap, you're money.
Yeah, I mean, you can either choose to go over if you have the power, or you can fillet it low up the middle. But you just got to get that past that last set of trees, which Rick is at right there. And that's like 350 down the hill. So don't need a ton of distance to score here. But like we saw Eagle, he just completely broke the hole and went hyzer over everything, and he's within 100 for his birdie.
Landon throwing a skippy shot, and that's going to be a look. I mean, it looked like he was kind of stuck behind those trees. Okay, not the best from that distance. You want to kind of.
You want to get closer.
Yeah, you kind of want to stick
get it closer than that. I do. Look at this.
He's not even running it.
Dude.
Crazy, yeah.
Got two on me right there. Yeah, he wasn't running it. Might as well run it, right? No one else is two in it. Come on, Lando.
It's like that famous saying, like, oh, if I was Shaquille O'Neal, I'd just go down under and rip everybody to shreds, but it's probably not that easy. You know, if I was Eagle, I had Eagle's putt, I would run everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah, especially when they'd been hitting metal from 50, 60, 70 feet.
Yeah, if I was Steph Curry, I'd just pull up from half court. Nobody's going to guard me.
Yeah. That's really crazy when he does that.
It is. So, a couple pars, actually 3 pars and then 1 birdie. That's not typical for this hole. I feel like like you said, if you have the power, you can get over those trees, and it makes it a semi-easy hole. It does have some teeth, but
it's got teeth, dude. You get up in those cedars, you can fight your way all the way down that hill. Moving on, though, this is another sweet one. Pure 2-shot, par 4, 593 feet. You need to get like 330 off the tee straight, and then you have another like super tricky approach where you can just throw another dead straight like 300-foot shot, or you can get tricky over the top.
This is a typical play if you have the sidearm, because even
he's gonna get up the fairway too. I mean, he is just smoothing those.
That didn't look like he threw it very hard.
Just flick of the wrist, and he's like 375 around the corner.
Oh no! Oh. Here's the crazy thing about this hole as well, is you can throw it high like that, but it's almost a straight dogleg right. And from the tee, it looks like it's a gradual turn, but it's almost directly right. So if you just make the gap, it's highly unlikely that you're going to go right into the woods. What is going on with this one?
That's just a horrible roll. That should have checked up for sure. And now he's in no man's land right there in between those little cedars. He's going to have to get real tricky. But it just goes to show you, I mean, I think of Ricky as one of the best distance forehand players in the game. And it looks like he's having to like work that destroyer to get it down the fairway. And the eagle is just like, just barely moving. And he's, 30 feet in front of Ricky.
And that'll show you how tough that upshot is. He threw a really good shot there, didn't hit anything, and he's well short.
Yeah, you've got this late gap right here. And yeah, you've got to keep it low. And there's danger right. The real danger on the hole is right down that hill.
I think that was a good break that he hit that branch, honestly.
Yeah, otherwise you're going right into that. And there's that pig again, just not working out for Ricky today.
Yeah, and there's no chance to make it from there where he is. Those bushes are... Are you serious?
And that's a special shot. I don't have that shot. I don't know a lot of players that have that straight vertical up and down shot, but it's a total trick shot, and he's the best in the world at it.
He does it all the time.
He's the best in the world at it.
Like, I wouldn't even have... That's not even in my disc golf vocabulary.
I wouldn't even think of throwing it.
No.
Vertical... He's doing it backwards, right? It's like a Scooby.
For people who used to throw it, I would make fun of them, in fact. I would be like, what are you doing? And now Eagles turned it into...
Like a thing.
Yeah.
Like a regular...
Yeah, it's a really accurate shot now.
Yeah.
I can't make fun of him for it because he's way better at it.
Yeah.
Than I am at like that distance with any shot.
Yeah.
It's more consistent than even a thumber to go over.
It really is.
Just goes straight up
because it goes straight up and down. This is just a beautiful, beautiful 3 right there.
And he putted that softer. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, it is a good point. He totally took a little bit off that. He kind of went down a little bit more into his stroke and not as much spin.
Hole 14, par 3, 365 feet. And this is another one of those holes. It seems like there's a pattern going on this course.
Just tricky 370s.
Yep, tricky 370s. Hit the gap, get rewarded. This is another right to left slope that I want to point out because that comes in. That's really important. That's why these guys are going to choose to take on these guardian trees with the sidearm.
Can we just talk about how smooth his forehand is looking? He's 35 deep?
Yeah, 400-foot sidearm.
That cloud breaker is just flipping up to flat and just cruising. I mean, Landon's going full extension. That's a good-looking shot.
So,
it's a good-looking forehand as well.
So it's interesting because if they go left, it's really hard to park it. You have to beat those trees coming in to where you have these routes to the right to where if you throw it perfectly, you can actually park the hole, but that slope comes into play, and it's hard to stop your disc. I hope one of these guys can show us that.
Yeah, and honestly, I think this is another mistake. Is really one of those John Houck 2-shot holes, and they put that cedar tree like right off the pad, and it's kind of forcing all these players to choose that left side.
It's a good point. Not what Houck intended, I don't believe.
Ooh. How many times is he at the band now? We're through 14 holes, and Ricky's only 4 under par.
Yeah, that's actually important to note. I didn't even realize that. These scores, according to like the field, aren't that special. I mean, Eagle's playing very well at 6 under, but that's how tough this course is, as well as it has hidden teeth to where it looks kind of fine, and then all of a sudden.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's a great stroke.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you haven't gotten those birdies, and you're 2-3 under with a couple holes left, and those holes are hard. Very good putt by Landon.
Yeah.
To get him to 5 under, which is 1 behind Eagle. So.
Oh boy. No. That one was bad, Paul.
So now
for the bogey too, he's 3 under through 14 now.
I don't even know what to say.
He's kind of like on the struggle bus, I'd say.
I was kind of defending the basket and saying, but after that one, like. These baskets are bad.
Yeah, I agree. I need new baskets.
Hole 15, par 3, 238 feet. Another one of those, two-way streets here. You can go down the middle right here, kind of to the right, and then play it straight up to the pin, or there's a sidearm route to the left, or if you're left-handed. I'm curious, is Eagle going to go Scooby on this?
Well, I actually think the Scooby's out of the question on this one because it's so vertical right here. But this one's tricky. This is like one of those holes where it's like you got off the fairway and you need to scramble to get up to the pin. You're going to see a couple of these players go any forehand.
Perfect. He has a hard time actually tempoing down with the sidearm. Yeah, that's deep. I mean, this is 230 feet.
Yeah.
You'd almost see him throw maybe gator or something.
Mm-hmm.
This is beautiful. Beautiful shot.
Mm-hmm. 20-footer for Gavin. And just not taking a lot of time, it looked like.
That's money, though.
Probably red hot. I mean, Ricky is fire competitor. And when he's not playing well, like, he just gets heated.
Yeah, I'm actually curious to see what his putt's going to look like here from that spit out range.
Yeah,
that we've seen. The whole round.
He's going to creep in. He's going to start getting a little timid.
Yeah, it's interesting because these baskets are catching from like 30, 40 feet. But then this range right here, it's just
This is the spit out range.
And he's not changing his pace, but
no,
that
he
was
still
really
hit that
good.
One hard. He might have focused on getting it a little lower.
Maybe.
Because a lot of the times he makes putts that actually can't spit out because he hits them nose down and like almost in the bottom of the cage. Versus the two that spit out were center cut and high. Oh, see, that one even tried from 12 feet.
I'm thinking that now everybody's just watching the basket, just curious to see.
Yeah, that's 3 now that we've had on the card. That gets you thinking.
1 birdie on that hole. That's surprising. That one's a total almost a must get.
Yeah, a couple of missed putts.
Sure. Hole 16, par 5. Now we're really in the teeth of the course. Par 5, 783 feet. Don't let that distance fool you because this is a gnarly hole.
Well, it's so easy to get out of position because of these cedars. I mean, once you get up toward the green, if you're off there to the right, it's over. If you're deep, it's over. If you're left, it's OB over.
So there's a few routes. These guys are going to try to push this like really high but low ceiling is the best way I can describe it. Because
so tricky.
It's a really tricky shot. You see him actually hit branches coming out of there, and that's a pretty good position. But like you said, it's almost rolling the dice when you go that way because of all the cedars. You could land behind one, maybe not. Low ceiling, sidearm approach. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into. There is actually a route, though, to the left with nothing in the way. But there is OB on the left side the whole entire flight. So.
Oh, and he does it. We were talking about it before. I was playing just in front of Eagle, and he was saying he was too tall to go for that route. Like when he looked at it, it just didn't look possible. But
then he threw it. Who knows how far?
Yeah. Gavin going for the same route.
I just
high enough? Yeah, it is.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I just don't like that because it's very possible that you hit one of those branches right away and you're 15 feet off the pad.
Yeah, that's That's no good for the score and the psyche, too, when you hit the first available.
So what also is tough about this hole, then you have about a 40-foot landing area that you almost must hit to get the birdie. Because if you don't, and it's also interesting to note that these guys are going high second shots. That's almost not an option. And normally at this course, it's usually super windy, right to left wind, and then it pushes you to the left, which is
OB and cedar ridden.
This is actually going OB, I believe. That's out.
It's going to be close. The OB kind of stops right there, maybe like 80 feet short of the pin, but it might as well be OB because he's not going to have a putt from there.
Yeah, I forgot.
Ricky just going straight vertical hyzer, and the wind was pushing left to right today.
Might be fine.
I think I might have saw him in the other fairway, actually.
I forgot that Eagle throws so far. I was going to say, like, this one might be OB.
Hard to really tell. The thing about getting high right there...
He's right. And I'm like, this one's OB. It wasn't even close.
But he's just in jail. Like, he's in jail. Like, he's pitching out for sure. Landon's in pretty good position. Oh, no.
Is that OB? I'm just asking on every shot.
Look at Ricky. Look where Ricky's throwing from. Wow.
That's so funny.
He's having to get so tricky right now.
Where'd he go?
I don't know, dude. Yeah, this green is it's really a debate whether this green is.
Hole.
You like this hole?
I like the
It's
hole.
just a debate amongst the players and fans whether this is too tight because Gavin's 40 feet from the pin and he's throwing a roller. Oh.
It's a 783-foot par 5. You go pitch, 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 and if you get off the fairway, pitch to the fairway. Landon had a very makeable shot from where he was, and he just pulled it into the rough, and that's what happens. Like if you pull it into the rough,
that must be Rick.
or as a disc comes in out of absolutely nowhere, if you pull it into the rough, you're done. And that's a good par 5 in my opinion, especially with a short par 5 like this one.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw these players kind of attack it in the way that you're saying you shouldn't attack it. You should kind of play more for that 4 and go,
I'm saying
pitch. Yeah.
But you can get aggressive, try to get the 3 or something. But if you go left side sidearm into the middle, pitch it up to that area, and then have 200 feet into the pin with nothing, there's no trouble.
Yeah.
Because the best players in the world can go 250 feet, 250 feet,
should be able to do it every time.
No matter what.
This one's tricky too.
Really tough.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different options. You can go super wide over everything. You can go up the middle with something that's going to turn and continue pushing straight. But there's a lot of danger on this one. I mean, there's a cedar that really likes to suck them in. And Eagle's going just wide.
What?
Forehand, dude.
Nobody has the power to do that, by the way. And nobody has that power. That's not an option for the rest of the field. I'm going to just say it. It's just not an option for the rest of the field.
I think maybe 2 or 3 players are trying
There's no way Ricky does it. See, he goes low.
Right. So that's another. So that one takes maybe 375, 380 of power versus the pure hyzer that Eagle tried.
Yeah, nobody has it.
Yeah. That's really the cedar you have to miss right there in those. It's really tough to get inside those.
You see everybody going sidearm here.
Yeah.
If this beats it, it's money.
Is it?
Yep. He kind of caught the bottom of that.
It's really hard to get the sidearm to go that straight, that long.
To fit a backhand through there is almost impossible.
It's really tough. I did get the night strike up there, though.
I just can't believe he went wide hyzer. That is far. Get it. Ooh, good putt.
He's really changing what it takes to be.
In 10 years, kids are going to be throwing sidearms 500 feet.
Yeah, he
because
really is the future. I mean, it wasn't but a few years ago that Eagle's forehand was not the strongest part of his game. I mean, it was 2016, and I was throwing forehands 100 feet further than him, and just a few years later, he's 100 feet past everybody.
Everybody, yeah, the entire field. And he misses that one. I was expecting him to maybe go buckets on that, but good comebacker. These guys really need to buckle down on these last 2 holes to get a couple birdies, because these scores are definitely lacking what it's going to take to be even in the top 10. I mean, Eagle's bordering top 10 score right now.
Yeah, he has to finish minimum birdie, I think, to get himself on that lead card.
And the whole card is thinking for this next hole. This is another par 5, 897 feet. OB is all on the right side of those stakes, okay? It's a lot of, it probably plays about 420 to beat the OB. And then if you go left, you're kind of done in the woods. There's also a cedar that blocks like the really nice technical straight power shot. You can get sucked into that cedar. So this is a really difficult tee shot. But once you beat the tee shot, wide open into the green.
I can't wait to see this one.
I didn't know you could. Yeah, so that's not even.
It just swooped up so late, Paul.
Well, I didn't think that was an option to go left side Annie over everything. So I didn't even look that way. See, here's the shot that I thought that.
Oh, that needs to come out. Oh no!
Done.
Did he clip that tree too? This is just worst case scenario for Ricky right now. I mean, this is shaping up to be maybe his worst round of 2019 so far. It's just been so flat.
With a couple spit outs too, it's not helping the psyche.
When it's flat like this, when it's a flat round, and then you have the bad stuff happen too.
And Gavin's displaying some nice power with a really soft landing. He's gonna have a shot into the green from there for sure. But yeah, you're right. It's interesting to see Ricky struggle like he's doing.
Yeah, it's been so automatic every time we watch him on coverage.
I like you had mentioned at the beginning of the front nine, how having another player kind of just not birdieing every hole, but now it's a great perspective to watch Ricky kind of struggle, because that's a rarity. That's a high level of skill that he's been displaying for the last few years. These are rare. It's like catching Sasquatch on camera. It's very rare.
It is rare. And as a fan, I'm a fan of the game, and it's almost refreshing because you get to see that these. Wow, Gavin has put a move, and he's
That's money.
Is he gonna 3 it?
Yep.
Wow. Gavin Newsom displaying some power. I mean, 960 player from DFW, and he's gonna get himself back under par with that one.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's almost refreshing. You never want to see a player like suffer or play bad, but it goes to show that these people are human. They're not just automatic every time. They have to work to maintain this high level of play. And you know what Ricky's going to do after this round? He's probably going to go somewhere and putt.
Yeah.
He's probably, he might not put on these baskets anymore today, but he's going to go somewhere and putt. He's going to go somewhere and work on those forehand pick-up shots. He's going to be fired up. And
I guarantee the next round that he plays in this course,
he's going to slay it.
Look out.
Yeah, he's going to slay it, especially it's raining round 2. I mean,
Eagle bounces one in for Eagle. And that's a tough putt. He can't do any body movement. That's all arm in a straddle position. For nice. Eagle, like it's
to go 9 down.
And then all of a sudden he has
quietly putting it together.
And then all of a sudden he has, one of the better scores in the field.
No.
A little tentative.
Hurts. That hurts when you're that close for Eagle. Probably never been that close for Eagle on this hole.
Maybe not. There's a little smile from him though. I've really enjoyed the coverage of Gavin, and he's had some struggles, but he has a lot of pars, 1 bogey. He's going to be even now, and on Jomez coverage, like he's smiling at the end of the round. This class act.
Really have to just sit back and enjoy the moment. I always say it's better to play bad on Jomez than to not be on Jomez at all.
Yeah. Hole 19, par 3, 485 foot, playing a bit uphill. You see the barrier kind of all around the basket. That's all out of bounds, obviously. you have one tree to beat on the right, and so you're going to be seeing a bunch of people playing big and hyzers, and there's one person in the entire world that might go hyzer.
Oh man, it's just flawless. He's just connecting all the 150 pounds that Eagle weighs, just going into the disc.
He threw high. Oh boy. So
I mean, it was like stalled out too, right? It wasn't even like he didn't
hit it right.
Yeah.
Needs to flip.
Needs to get down.
Hit a house.
Get the wall. Get the wall.
Yeah.
Got it.
Hometown. Love right there.
Yeah.
I'm actually not sure that's his hometown. Home state,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. DFW. He's from the area. And this is definitely, I mean, this is Landon's home course. For sure. So you know that people are going to be cheering for him.
And that'll give you some perspective again about how far this hole's playing. Like, Eagle just ripped it. Or, I mean, Landon just ripped it, and this needs to sit. Oh, and it's just one of those days for Ricky. Wow.
Did it just flip up over the wall?
So it, like, hit the top of it and then stalled, into the wall.
And the drop zone shot is not that easy with that OB right behind it. Is Ricky really going to finish 3 under? Has he got it? Oh.
Yeah, so Landon puts a move on it. He lands there. Eagle goes straight. Hyzer stall, kind of bad shot almost.
This is for the 10 down.
Straight buckets.
Oh, wow. Nice. He knows it.
And just, like, quietly does it. Bogey free for Eagle. No bogeys on the card. And then just patiently waited for his moment. And then goes Eagle birdie to finish to push him up. And that's going to be probably pretty close to the lead. Gavin kind of...
That hurts in front of the crowd.
Yeah, it just pulls it a bit.
It's a nice finishing hole, though.
Yeah, with the crowd being able to see everybody finish and stuff. Nice gallery. And that's going to do it. I mean, we saw some great golf in that first round with Eagle kind of pushing at the end, getting to 10. We have a 3 down from Ricky. Landon, solid round. Gavin's going to be coming back through the rest of the tournament, making a push. And there's your leaderboard. You know, as we said, Eagle 1 stroke back now. Bunch of people at 9 under par. I mean, tight race.
Yeah, it is. You're in the mix down there at 7.
Can't wait for this second round coverage. We'll see you guys there.
Yeah, really enjoyed it.